these contentious cats, primed for battle.
He's releasing a line of merchandise saying, I'm cashing in on hoism. He's won as many Oscars as Leo, too.
What the hell, Campbells? Andy Warhol didn't die for this.
Because for these women, their butts really are their moneymakers.
It will be a memorable movie for years to come.
I had to let that one go a little longer just to rail on her for a little bit.
Have you ever heard of that city? I haven't.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, friends, foes, lovers, and haters, and welcome to the March 1st, 2016 edition of Ames Tonight, a very special Academy Awards edition, might I add. I am your co-host, Andreas Haffar.
And I'm your co-host, Laurel Feakes. Thank you for joining us for our special episode, and welcome to the after party. We hope you're enjoying your lingering Oscars hangover.
Oh, what's this doing here? Well, this is Oscar, and he'll be joining us tonight. Hey, Oscar.
Did we win it? Did we steal it? Was it from a 3D printer, or are you just imagining things?
No one really knows. But before we dive into the Academy Awards, let's get to some of today's important news. For starters, today is no ordinary Tuesday, folks, all right? It's not your average traditional Tuesday at Buffalo Wild Wings or Taco Tuesday at Estas, although those are still happening. While some people were caught up in turning 5 or 6 yesterday, just in case you all forgot, today is Super Tuesday. Now I know some of you are thinking, Andreas, isn't every Tuesday that has Ames Tonight, isn't that a pretty Super Tuesday? Well, you guys are sweet. But more importantly, you're correct. Today is even more super though. Super duper, if you will. Now, for those of you who don't know, there's an election going on in this country. And, you know, to be honest, I honestly keep forgetting. I mean, I forget all the time. I thought when everyone came to Iowa for the caucuses, or cockeye as they should be called, that would be it. That'd be the end of it. Win Iowa, win the presidency. Nope. Thing keeps dragging on and on. I mean, if anything, please, can we just please keep Michelle Obama? I mean, nightly news watcher Joy Wright and I can agree on that. She's out there. This day holds significance not only for the student government here at ISU, but for many states as well who are holding presidential primaries, including, but not limited to, the great country, that's right, country, Texas, our neighbors up north, Minnesota, and even farther north, and for the GOP, Alaska. I mean, we're getting closer and closer, baby. We're getting close to determining our next commander-in-chief. Now, on Team Donkey, we have Hillary the Hildebeest, Clinton, and the Burning Man, Bernie Sanders. I mean, they're still going toe-to-toe. Now, while on Team Elephant, the Republicans are still recovering from their adult food fight, generously called a debate. I mean, Donald Trump is distancing himself from other Republican candidates with an increasingly frightening lead. I mean, I guess it does help to have the Grand Dragon on your side, doesn't it? But before we went live, I mean, sadly, the results have shown that Trump is winning multiple states. I mean, and for the good guys, Hillary, she was in the lead in many states, excluding Vermont, of course. You know, that's where Sanders is from and took handedly. I never thought I'd say this, but help us, Hillary Clinton. You're our only hope.
It looks like Brie Larson finally got out of PE. Larson may have just won her first Oscar for Best Actress, but did you know that Larson was once a singer? Yes, that is correct. Larson was singing angsty pop songs in 2005 at the ripe old age of 15. None of her songs have more than 5,000 listens on Spotify, though. The only one coming close is She Said with 4,676, and the next most is Life After You with 2,791. Remember though, Spotify wasn't around until 2008, so Brie couldn't have been a trending artist with the help of Spotify. To be honest, they're all jams, and maybe we could see Brie singing and dancing her way into an EGOT. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. She only needs 3 more. Also, can we get a side note on here? Brie posted this picture with Alicia Vikander, and all I could think of was Brie telling Alicia, no, Jen, you can't sit with us.
Well, now that we've finished with all that, we can finally talk about the Oscars, and of course, the big story, the biggest story, the story we've all been waiting for. Leonardo DiCaprio.
He finally did it. He won an Oscar for his performance in The Revenant.
And, I mean, I would say almost literally, but he literally had the crap beaten out of him. I mean, he probably...
basically.
Basically. And if you haven't seen the movie, first off, why? Second off, it's Leogasm, man. See it.
Yeah, guys, he's only one of the greatest actors ever, subjectively, of course.
Sure. Now, it goes without saying that the Oscars had everything. I'm talking everything, baby. Social issues, musical performances, comedy, tributes, the works. But it was the Italian hunk that stole the show. I mean, from Rose letting Leo freeze by mercilessly taking up all the space on the big door in Titanic, to being a crazy drug-fueled Wall Street broker who's friends with Jonah Hill for reasons I can't even begin to find. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio has done it all. He's played Romeo, he's played Louis the Great, Howard Hughes, The Great Gatsby, J. Edgar Hoover. I mean, he's been a slave and plantation owner, a dream penetrator, a lunatic on more than one occasion, a diamond smuggler, a mischievous and damn good con man. The guy's even been a narrator. I mean, after multiple snubs for Best Actor award, playing Hugh Glass finally got it for him. Spoiler alert though, a horse is his bed for a night in the movie. Mad at me? Should have seen the movie by now.
That's right, hard work does pay off. Upon hearing Julian Moore call his name, the crowd rose to their feet, congratulating Mr. DiCaprio with thunderous applause. Michael Fassbender, Eddie Redmayne, Bryan Cranston, they were all visibly happy for him, and as they should be. He was as humble as ever when receiving the Golden Trophy. But what did he do? He waited years and years. He's faced all sorts of challenges, and at the end of his speech, out comes pro-environmental agenda plug. I think so. Good job, Leo. Go ahead and retire now, champ. Here on the show, we actually have an award going out. What for? Well, here are the nominees for Best Co-Host of Ames Tonight in the non-movie category.
So, time money, as I was gonna say. It's nothing like peanut butter and chocolate to substitute for meaningless sex. High five, everyone at home. This is ground control to Major Tom. I should stop drinking. I ain't even ever the little spoon. Politics, man. Now, I plan to take my student loans to the grave where they belong.
Just don't do it, Russia.
I never thought I'd actually say that. Or maybe I did. In the words of Michael Scott, I can't choose between a dumb joke or a fat joke. Boom, roasted. They were open on Thanksgiving. I mean, that's speciesism, man. Do yourselves a favor, right? Okay? Reach behind you, get a nice firm grip, brace yourselves, and then swiftly pull your heads right out of your asses. When I say goes, Laurel, you know that. Megan, I'm sorry that you just found that out, but now you know.
And the winner is, yep, thought so, Andreas Haffar.
You know, I knew I'd do it. I always knew I'd do it. I deserve this award, okay? I really do. And everyone here at Ames Tonight knows it. I mean, it's really cold out right now, so I'm not going to have an environmental, this is the warmest year ever, because that's bull. I know that.
Hey!
Whoa.
I don't mean to interject, but I just want to say that Laurel Feakes had the best monologue of all time.
Okay, that's fine. Sure, great. I'm sure I don't have much time, but I want to thank my mom and my dad and Oscar, and we'll be right back with Ames Tonight. Got it.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Nightly News. As always, I am Julian Neely.
And I'm the former president of the Aaron Carter fan club, Megan Moran. You know, as I was watching the Oscars, something just didn't seem right this year. I was missing Jennifer Lawrence's red carpet antics. Where was her famous Oscars tumble? Where were her hilarious interviews? Was she off hiding and eating pizza? I don't know, but what I do know is that she apparently arrived late, and I was not the only one that had missed her on the red carpet. Fans took to Twitter and other social media platforms expressing their anxiousness awaiting the arrival of J-Law. The four-time nominated actress was literally the last to arrive. Her and David O. Russell quickly took photos before rushing into the venue. We need people like Jennifer Lawrence to liven up the red carpets. It's what I personally look forward to at every award show. And with any award show comes the fashion criticism, and Jennifer was not immune to it. She wore her sheer black lace gown by Dior, and Tim Gunn guest starred on Fashion Police and didn't hold back his feelings on dress, saying, "I loathe this look. I thought it was amateur hour, and from my many years of teaching, this looked like a student project." Well, you know what, Tim Gunn? I thought she looked fabulous. But I'm biased, and I love her, so I still think the dress itself is gorgeous, and she definitely made it work.
ABC had Chris Rock host the Oscars this year, but the only reason that they selected The Rock to be the host was to attract black viewers and to try to fight the hashtag #OscarsSoWhite movement. But obviously, hiring a black comedian didn't work because the Oscars still had decreased in ratings this year. The Atlantic News claims that the low ratings was a result of decline in black viewership, the host Chris Rock's apparent lack of fame, the lower profile of nominated films. Come on, man. Chris Rock is famous. He was in Grown Ups 1 and 2. He was even narrated Everybody Hates Chris as well. That is shown on repeat on MTV and BT all the time. Oh wait, that's right. Black actors and black actresses still aren't given the opportunities to have shows or even obtain a major role on major networks. That's why some people may not recognize the black comedian Chris Rock. If you want black people to tune into the Oscars, Grammys, and VMAs, provide black entertainers with more opportunities and actually recognize them for the great work they are doing.
Stacey Dash made a surprise appearance on the Oscars on Sunday during Chris Rock's monologue. And for those of you who don't know who Stacey Dash is, she starred alongside Alicia Silverstone in the 1995 hit movie Clueless. But more recently, she came out saying that we should eliminate the BET channel and the BET Awards altogether. And she also said that if we want racial equality, we should eliminate Black History Month because there isn't a White History Month. Dash came out for about 5 seconds and said, "I cannot wait to help my people out. Happy Black History Month, thank you." And then just walked off. And her random appearance left many people, such as The Weeknd and Chrissy Teigen, a bit confused, as well as many people at home. And Stacey Dash has apparently been appointed the Academy's new Diversity Outreach Director. I'm not quite sure how well her first impression went over with people, but according to all the mean tweets right after the Oscars appearance, I'm assuming not too well.
As you all know, today is Super Tuesday, and according to CNN News, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are the ones that are likely to win their party's nomination. Super Tuesday is the unofficial name for Tuesday during the presidential primary election when the largest number of states hold their nominating contest, if you all don't know. So, to all those Bernie Sanders supporters and Marco Rubio supporters, I apologize. It isn't looking good for you all. I don't care if you are Republican or Democrat. All of you should be afraid of Trump winning the Republican nominations. If you are not, you are insane and need to go educate yourself. This man wants to build a wall blocking Hispanics and Latinos from entering the United States. If you haven't realized all of your ancestors are immigrants, then you need to go back and educate yourself. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me.
Since today is Super Tuesday, I would like to take some time to discuss probably the most important question that has been going around the internet for weeks. Is Ted Cruz a Zodiac killer? Even the Washington Post has published articles on whether or not the Texas senator is the infamous Zodiac killer. It is literally the second thing to pop up when you Google Ted Cruz. And you know, I don't think that's a coincidence. Despite the recent internet buzz about Ted Cruz being the Zodiac killer, the question has actually been going around since 2013 when Twitter user @RedPillAmerica tweeted, "Ted Cruz is speaking. His speech is titled, 'This is a Zodiac Speaking.'" Public policy polling casted a poll in which 38% of GOP voters voted that they believe Ted Cruz is the Zodiac killer. 38%, guys, this is not a joke anymore. Ted Cruz has not even denied any of these claims, and 3 years later, the question is still relevant. The Zodiac Killer, who was active in California's Bay Area in 1968 and 1969, was known for brutally murdering 5 people and sending a series of cryptic notes and messages that scared the region for years. To this day, the Zodiac Killer's identity remains unknown. So, could Ted Cruz actually be the Zodiac Killer? I'll let you decide.
Last month, Hawaii signed an emergency proclamation on Zika and other mosquito-borne illnesses. And the case of Zika virus has been confirmed in Utah. As you all know, the Zika virus has affected many newborn babies in Brazil with a series of birth defects of the brain. This case was a child between the age 2 and 10 years old after traveling an affected country. This is a problem, ladies and gentlemen. We must assist Brazil to gain more knowledge and research about this virus. We must develop ways to prevent receiving the virus and defeating the virus once diagnosed with it, before it is too late.
After numerous rumors surfacing throughout the years, a High School Musical 4 has officially been confirmed. My inner 12-year-old girl is screaming. Who am I kidding? My current 20-year-old self is ecstatic. It's about time, after the reunion that aired on Disney Channel earlier this year. I know all of my High School Musical fans have been waiting for this moment. Although Kenny Ortega, the original director and creator of High School Musical, won't be directing, I still have high hopes for the new director for High School Musical, Jeffrey Hornaday, who has had previous experience with other Disney Channel movies. There hasn't been any names released for the cast yet, but I think we all hope that the OG Troy and Vanessa, aka Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens, are back because we are all in this together.
As you all probably know, this year's Oscars took on many social issues: racism, the LGBT community, sexual assault, and global warming. With all these positive vibes being sent out from Hollywood, you may find yourself with a lack of things to be offended by America. Don't worry, because this year's Oscars didn't address one of the nation's most pressing and hurtful forms of discrimination: heightism. Height discrimination has been plaguing this once great nation for far too long, with the majority of Oscar winners standing at 5'9", or if you're a height supremacist, the master height. We need to stop using offensive words like tall and short and just see all heights as equal. And if you don't think the height discrimination is a thing, would you believe me if I told you that 80% of CEOs in the US are 5'9", and that for every inch over 5'9" someone is, they get paid roughly $150 more a year? As a society, we enforce the belief that vertically challenged women should date towering men. Seriously, why do tall people always got to stand in the back of group photos? If you still don't believe height discrimination is a thing, check out this week's special edition of Do It with the Camera.
Okay, we're recording.
What's your name?
I'm Patrick.
Could you say it again?
I'm Patrick.
One more time.
I'm Patrick.
1 second. Okay, one more time.
Patrick.
Hey man, nice to meet you. Hi, Spike. Oh, the mic. He's from South Africa.
I'm from South Texas. Does that count?
That counts. Rock your body like a cyclone. You remember that song? We're gonna do some word association. I'm gonna give you a word. You're gonna say the first word that comes to mind, okay? Pine.
Red.
Apple.
Cyclone.
Dog.
Dog.
Door.
Other door.
Height discrimination.
Short discrimination.
It's very solid. It's very solid. You're gonna say the first word that comes to mind, okay? Apple.
Orange.
Dog.
Cat.
Door.
Knob.
Height discrimination.
Women.
Car.
Car.
Sign.
Sign.
Apple.
Orange.
Door.
Knob.
Height discrimination.
Height discrimination.
Dog.
Cat.
Door.
Knob.
Height discrimination.
Yes.
Door.
Boar.
Apple.
Snapple.
Height discrimination.
Tall people are awesome.
Door.
Handle.
Apple.
Core.
Height discrimination.
Doesn't exist.
Which one of these two guys would you pick to get an apple off the top shelf?
Probably the
Can you point at the guy and then show the camera? That guy. Can you believe this? Which one of those guys do you think is more prone to play basketball?
Also the tall guy.
Which one of those two guys would you ask to get an apple off the top shelf?
The taller of the two.
The taller. Okay, that's what I thought. Which one of those guys do you think gets angry more often?
The shorter of the two.
Okay. Which one of those guys do you think is more prone to play basketball?
The taller of the two.
That's what I thought. Hate discrimination, alive and prevalent in America, everybody. Thank you. And you need an apple off the top shelf. Which one do you go to?
The taller man.
Can you point to him? Okay, that's what I thought. So which one of those guys do you think gets angry more often?
The shorter guy.
Oh, come on, man. Which one of those guys is more likely to play basketball?
The taller man.
Okay, good. Thank you. That's all I needed to know. Which one of those guys would you ask to get an apple off the top shelf?
That guy, 'cause it'd be funny to watch.
Why would it be funny?
Because he's short, and short people are funny.
Oh, okay. Thank you. It's 2016, right?
And that's all we have for the nightly news.
Stay tuned for more Oscar talk with Annie, Laurel, and Jared.
This is Ames Tonight.
Welcome back to the Andreas, Haffar, and Laurel Feakes show. I'm Jared Calvert. If you haven't heard from our previous segments yet, the Oscars took place on Sunday. This, however, is not some tailored monologue maximized for laughs. This isn't the latest post-Oscar news. This is a common man's Oscar review. Tonight I will talk about 3 things I liked and didn't like about Sunday night. Let's start with what I didn't like. E-Television started coverage at 12:30 p.m. Yeah, 12:30. So out of curiosity, I watched it for about 3 hours while I cleaned my apartment. I should have just watched all of the Capitol scenes from the Hunger Games movies. It's a bunch of weirdly dressed people talking about how good celebrities look in their weird-looking outfits. One of the hosts compared it to the Super Bowl coverage, but at least NFL analysts have exciting highlights of the season to throw over the boring camera shot of them talking, kind of like what you're watching now. The entertainment people only have pictures and footage of celebrities getting their pictures taken and footage taken of them. They made my long Oscar pick segment last week seem like Abdul Nader's senior night speech last night. My second dislike of the night was the lack of acknowledgement to minorities. In particular, I didn't care for the spacism that took place. Star Wars The Force Awakens was nominated 5 times in 5 categories, including visual effects and original score for none other than John Williams. While I almost didn't mind that the movie got beat by Ex Machina for visual effects, not giving the Oscar bid to John Williams is the equivalent to giving John Williams the middle finger. Our sports director and more knowledgeable movie expert Logan Murata said that The Hateful Eight had a great music score, but I still can't get the foul taste out of my mouth when John Williams didn't win. The foul taste might have also been from the banquet we were having at Laurel Feakes' place, but who's to say? The Martian was another space film that got beat out due to spacism, and it was nominated in 7 categories. Sure, I knew it would have a hard time winning awards in this crowded field of white people movies, but at least I threw it a bone and picked it for production design. Spacism is an issue that needs to be addressed to the Academy, and changes need to be made soon. The Independence Day sequel is coming out this summer, and it had better win some Oscars, or else actors and playing astronauts will protest, and Matt Damon, Jeff Goldblum, and Daisy Ridley will lead riots. The third and probably most disgusting part about the Oscars itself was the ridiculous amount of awards that Mad Max Fury Road won. I can barely talk, it had me so pissed off. Was Mad Max a good movie? Yes. Did it deserve a few awards? Yes. Did it deserve to win 6 awards? No, it did not. My theory on this sweep of hardware is that the Academy felt regret for its Best Picture nomination, so it decided to validate it as a phenomenal movie by choosing it as the winner of 6 of the 10 categories it was nominated for. For those of you who can't do math, that's 60%. Spotlight, winner of Best Picture, only won a third of the categories it was nominated for, going 2 for 6. The Revenant won 3 of the 12 categories it was nominated for. Even though some of the awards Mad Max won were in what some people would consider the lesser categories, half of its trophies should have gone to other films. Overall, the Oscars were very enjoyable to watch, so here are 3 things in particular I liked about this year's Academy Awards. Chris Rock killed it as this year's host. Throughout the night, he addressed and made hilarious jokes about the lack of diversity in this year's nominees, kept the sharp jabs at celebrities to a bearable level for the most part, and lightened the mood of the evening by having his daughter's Girl Scout troop sell cookies to the audience throughout the night. My hat goes off to you, Mr. Rock, especially since I'm not wearing it this time around. The second greatest thing about the awards this year were the musical performances. The Weeknd perfectly executed their hit song, Earned It from 50 Shades of Grey. Sorry, Swaggy, it didn't win. Sam Smith charmed the audience with his orchestral-backed James Bond theme song from Spectre. And the lady of the evening was Lady Gaga. You probably already know that she gave a powerful performance singing Till It Happens to You from The Hunting Ground. But I'll say it again. Lady Gaga gave a powerful performance singing Till It Happens to You from The Hunting Ground. It's one thing to sing a song, but it's another to deliver an emotionally charged message accompanied by real people affected by sexual harassment and rape. I would even say that this was more powerful than last year's performance of Glory by John Legend and Common. It's close, but I would say maybe just a little more. And the greatest part of this year's Oscars is the movies. Yes, there was a lack of diversity in this year's movies and actor nominees, but having watched a lot of the movies in the past year, the movies recognized this year were noteworthy. They bring up social and economic issues, reflect the advancement in film technology, and they tell us stories that move us in both their content and delivery. Movies, in my opinion, are one of the most influential forms of media, and 2015 was full of movies that will be talked about for years to come. Sunday night just happened to recognize a small percentage of last year's films and great actors, and it overall did a pretty good job. This has been a Common Man's Oscar Review. I'm Jared Calvert, and I'm just a common man in an uncommon land. Laurel?
Relative newcomer to Hollywood, Alicia Vikander took home the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for The Danish Girl. She effectively beat out the favorite Kate Winslet and her portrayal of Joanna Hoffman in Steve Jobs. Vikander looked flawless in a dusty yellow Louis Vuitton dress, and her hair slightly pulled back in a loose bun. She had a tearful acceptance speech where she thanked her parents and her co-star Eddie Redmayne for being the best acting partner. Congratulations, Alicia. This will certainly not be the last time we hear about you. Not surprisingly, Brie Larson won Best Actress for the movie Room. Larson plays a mother who was kidnapped at a young age and is now raising her son in a room. Larson is known for her roles in Trainwreck, United States of Terra, and 21 Jump Street. Wearing a beautiful blue Gucci gown, Larson thanked the moviegoers for being passionate enough to see the movie in the theater. And she thanked her acting partner, Jacob Tremblay, who played her son in Room. Congrats to you, Brie.
After the Oscars, I had a thought. Yes, a thought. Could Leo's Oscar possibly be his totem, a la Inception? Has he been waiting all these years to know if his life is real life and that he's not just in dream space? If this concept is a little over your head, watch Inception and a lot more things will go over your head. Congrats on that win though, Leo, and now the internet and its memes can chill out for a bit. I've also got a qualm. I can't seem to understand what the big deal is with Mark Rylance winning supporting actor over Sylvester Stallone. The man did a fantastic job in a category where pretty much everyone did a fantastic job. The only kicker is that out of Christian Bale, Tom Hardy, Mark Ruffalo, and Sylvester Stallone, Rylance is the only one who's not a household name. So I'm guessing illiterate America is more inclined with giving out awards for being famous rather than being a kick-ass actor. Honestly, I am not surprised.
Spotlight was not the favorite to win Best Picture, but to the shock of everyone, it came out on top. Spotlight, directed by Tom McCarthy, is about the investigative journalists at the Boston Globe who uncovered Catholic priests molesting young boys. This is the first time that a journalism-based movie has won an Oscar since 1947, which was Gentleman's Agreement. The film was nominated for 6 awards, winning 2. Congratulations to the cast and crew of a terrific film.
Well, thank you for joining us on tonight's special Oscar edition of Ames Tonight.
Don't forget to tune in next week. Have a great night, Ames.